On tonight's episode of Tales from a Porch Swing, instant karma, riding around with my Papaw, and making ugly gals feel good about themselves. I was riding home today and I was coming down 70 like I always do out here to the house. And I had swamp ass and I was in a bad mood and I was tired, a little bit galded too. And I looked in my rear view mirror and there's this little old young wormy boy in a big gold F-250 riding my ass. Well, I let it go on for a little while and he got closer and closer and finally it got to pissing me off. So we're coming around through there and I looked, he was close at this time and son, I jammed on the brakes and it went, and he walked her down behind me. And then I just hit the gas and I kept on going. Well, he got the hint in because he backed off. So we come on in the old fort. I come up through town. I turn at the airhead and I'll be damned if he don't turn behind me. So we're coming down through there and we get caught at the red light coming down Catawba Avenue and he's in behind me. Well, then he pulls out around me when the light changes and he punches it, son. He's a rolling of coal going by us. He passes everybody and he gets up there and then he gets caught in a bunch more traffic. Well, not a bunch of traffic, about 2 or 3 cars. He gets up there, we pass under the interstate and they all turn off there at McDonald's and Samir's. Well, he's got a clear view straight ahead and son, he punches it. And I'm behind this Subaru and he's losing us. Because I was going to find out where he went to. I was going to go see who it was. So we get to going and he's about out of sight. And all of a sudden, there's some stuff laying in the road, and we dodge it, and I look, and he's turning in a driveway up there ahead of us. And I thought he was stopping to cuss me, because I was going to get out, and I was going to kick a rim out of his ass, is what I was going to do. And I look over, and he's got his window rolled down, and he's looking down his door, and his window, or his mirror's hanging on his door, because somebody sideswiped the dumbass. Or he sideswiped somebody and knocked his mirror off. You talk about instant karma. I'll tell you something, you stupid little bastard. Everybody around here knows me, and I'm sure you watch these videos. And if you're that young punk in the big F-250, I'm watching for you, and I'll find you one of these days. That was the funniest thing ever to see that your mirror got knocked off the side of your truck. You stupid ass. So my Papaw ride, I don't know where he got this from, but man, it's a habit that I've got into now. I've done it my whole life, ever since riding around with him. But anywhere you're riding with him, if we seen somebody walking down the road, we'd holler at them. I mean, just holler anything. You just holler somebody's name out, throw your hand up, or just holler crazy stuff. So we'd be driving down the road, and he'd see an old boy walking down the road, and he'd look at me, he'd say, "Can you whoop his ass?" I'd look at him, I'd say, "I believe I could." He said, "Well, I ain't even going to stop. I'll just keep on going." But his most favorite thing to do ever was if he seen an old boy and old girl walking down the street hugged up or holding hands, we'd be riding down through there, and he'd see him over there walking, and he'd slow down, and he'd look out the window, and he'd say, "Turn her loose. We'll help you catch her." Man, I still do that shit to this day. I holler at people. Man, my kids will holler at people. My older girls don't do it as much now. My younger one will a little bit, but she won't do it like she used to. When she was little, I used to ride around and I'd get her to holler. I'd say, "Let's go holler at the hippies." And she'd be in her car seat back there going, "Hippie, hippie, hey hippie." So, if you really want to do the world a service, make an ugly gal feel good about herself. One time, we was working on Bible school stuff, and they sent me and my buddy to the dollar store. Man, they were busy that day. It was on a Saturday, and they was busy. There was a ton of people in there. We went and got everything we needed, and we was at the checkout. We waited in line forever, and we finally got up there. And man, there's this old stringy-haired gal. Oh, my Lord. She'd run lightning back up the tree. We was checking out, she rung us up, and I said, "What in this world kind of place makes people work on a Saturday?" And she said, "The Dollar Tree." And I said, "Well, I reckon Pretty Women keeps the customers a coming in." She was looking down like that. Son, she went whoosh, and flipped that old long stringy hair up out of her face and grinned right big. She said, "You boys have a great day." So, one of the best things you can do, well, two of the best things, just don't be an asshole to people. Even though if I see this little young punk in this gold F-250 that ain't got no Ford emblem on the front of it because the grill might be busted out, I couldn't really tell. But don't be an asshole. And make ugly gals feel good about themselves at least once a day, because you will be richly rewarded at some point in time. I reckon that's about all I got to say for tonight. It's been hot, and I've been aggravated because I've had swamp ass for a month straight now. And I'm ready for fall. I'm over summertime. But I reckon it's time to piss on the fire and call the dogs. I'll see you on the flip.